Greetings, this is Frina Riamentra, and I welcome you to a recap of Critical Role episode 79. As of this point, it doesn't have an official name, so for now, we'll just call it, let's say, a Reveal Truths. Okay, let's see. To start off, there is we have their ad for Persona 5 Tactica, and it seems like Sam's just doing a normal ad read from the start to halfway through when he gets an envelope with a DNA test confirming that Matt is his father. Is it a they? Mm, anyway, let's see. A lot of dad jokes like, "If I can't go out, will that make you proud?" Something like that. Ugh. After which, there is a quick ad for Asgard's Wrath 2, a MetaQuest, VR type game. The episode advertising the advertisements for the first episode of Candela Obscuro's Circle of Tide and Bone. With the next episode being released next year, I actually don't know how long till the next. Well, I'm not even sure if there'll be an. Uh, 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 no, they wouldn't. They will have mention that at the end, and if they were if they weren't doing any more episodes this year. Anyway, also out, Candela Obscura Core Rulebook. There's telling them that now out on YouTube and Twitch is Choose Your Own Adventure again. The Red Nose Day wants to. I have actually started watching it and have watched most of it, but due to scheduling conflicts, I couldn't finish it. Uh, the recap for this should be out later today, though very 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 late in the day. By the way, I'm wearing my new Critical Role Holly sweater. I must say, you really should wear this with an undershirt. You could still don't. There, I won't give any more spoilers out. Oh, for that. Okay, and then we get their merch alert. Oh, the news dice sets for Orm and Imogen and RL. I would, if I win the lottery, I'll maybe start collecting all these different dice sets and stuff. But until then, I have enough dice for someone who still has yet to play. Uh, let's see. There's an Ashen Greymoor jacket, which I am considering asking, like putting on my Christmas list, but but I'm not quite sure. There's patches. There's patches collection, like different Critical Role themed patches. That I'm not too keen on. And then there, my coffee and tea collections. Different like mayonnaise theme flavors and stuff. Didn't know they were offering that. Mhm. Let's see, and finally, for we have the Legend of Vox Machina: Whitestone Chronicles Ripley, a prequel to specific, not the campaign stuff, but specifically Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime, which, by the way, I have watched in its entirety now, finally, and I'm looking for next year when they get finished the next half of the Chroma Conclave. So we're probably gonna get at least. So we're getting. I'm assuming we're getting at least 4, maybe 5 seasons of the Legend of Vox Machina. After which we get into the intro and recap. Quick summary. After all their adventures to get the spark of Rashawn on, and thought plans on potentially giving it to having Fern exert Ashton, with Fern's consent, ends up being the one to sneakily take it with him, and almost died twice during it, and only for at the end, and which kind of shatters the trust within the group. And also, he ends up coughing up a new spark afterward. In all it really does is give him a volcanic rock arm. They have returned. In order to get to come to terms with what happened and potentially build up trust, they have returned to the Fey realm, specifically Ligment Manor, her home of Morrigan, aka Nana Mori, he, the Fate Stitcher, who practically raised Fern most of her life. So after going there and meeting back up with Fern's parents, they have uh, they explain the situation and have already started arranging a sort of retreat, like certain teamwork exercises. She and F.C.G are working on teamwork exercises they can do. Uh, she's which afterwards F.C.G will have his mind raced on what they plan. So as he can be taken by surprise too, and also there is implied that Maury's kind of interested that Fern has seemingly made a deal with a devil. Well, considering her own background, some apparently secrets about Fern's background that Fern isn't even aware of, it made things interesting. Okay, as there, and then we basically get into the actual episode. After question, after Jenny questions Ferns about Nana Mori and the risk of making deals with her, because one reason they also did came here is that Nana Mori could arrange to have the time alterations of the Feywild, so that they basically return right back into material plane right after they would have left, so they wouldn't waste as much time reconnecting. They're they their stuff. Apparently, they go over some consequences. Like It's firm belief that all the topiaries in the garden are actually were originally people who made deals which did not with Mori that didn't go well. Despite being an ally, she is a dangerous fey creature that must be understood. Good. Let's see. Mhm. They had a bit of talk about like what it is like, in, like for the plants when they're being trimmed. Yike. They kind of be discussing what they might try to do have a deal with again. Like should they make it? And Chetney says he want to be young again. F.C.G goes off to continue more planning with about their party retreat. And, and well, and Fern goes to go talk to Bernie about what they was meant by Maury's hints of the previous episode. They go to a show of the rooftop garden. There and well,
times. Does sending work again?
Just junk sends. Don't
Yeah.
reply to that message.
Chetney, you take
oh wait, this is before they go off dock.
Wait, he's actually doing it. He
Sure.
marked it.
You're gonna go talk to.
Yeah, I'll do that, but I'll be back in a little.
I'm gonna go talk to Nana Mori about, the scavenger.
That's right.
Okay.
Do you have ideas?
I have lots of ideas.
This is the perfect place for a scavenger
I
hunt.
just feel like have all been on our own separate paths, and this will really get us to come
Okay,
together
yeah, let's
and
talk
work
about-
together and maybe be ready as a team to go do what we have to do up on the moon.
So you're thinking a group cooperative scavenger hunt, not like, a competition based.
No, not a competition. It's something where it forces us to work together.
Oh, I've got ideas. And you watch as Nana Mori's head is craned kind of out of the shadows beyond her chair and is kind of appearing behind F.C.G's head a bit. The like black vacant spaces where the
Anyway, they go up to the top. They meet at the skull. Oh, good. I've got you.
sockets sink in, kind of
Okay,
just
let's hang on. There's
occasionally
a
flickering with light. I'm very excited to plot with your little metallic friend.
Right. I'm excited.
anyway. The uh, basically, after talking to her, Bernie tries to be a little evasive, but eventually tells the story how she met Ollie, Fern's her husband, and when he was a prisoner on Celia court, she was originally on friendlier terms with the Unseelie, even having a bit of a romance with one of the members. stuff. Stuff, and specifically, Sarlord a Ath Athun Zathunda. I can't pronounce his name. As which is a very surprise because they remember they met this guy. He was he was the one in charge of guarding the key up in the Fey realm. The one who was riding the Fey dragon and who was battling Nanamori in while they were trying to escape after they sabotaged. Like it's like, oh shoot. And okay, uh, this especially since the Star Lord is Fern's actual biological father. hmm Let's see. Uh, 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 when the baby was about to be born, Sedona took Birdie to a hilltop under the light of Red Moon Rudis to ensure that the kid would be Rudis born. After which it was revealed they were planning. Apparently, this was part of a plot. Their plot to help to dethrone the gods, specifically the Moonweaver. Er, er. And as Moonweaver, uh, her, and after that he starts that the Sarlord started to shoot Grover, losing interest in Fern, in Birdie. Afterwards, she started getting to know Ollie in the prison and basically broke him out, and they fled to the Twilight Citadel. Well, yeah, yeah, and they basically started living as a family together all the time until Rudis, which the Fern being kind as stated before, been born in Exandria. Rudis started now appearing in the Feywild, which is never done before. At that point, uh, it is when Bertie, Ollie, and Ira concocted the plan to steal the Moongrad Towel crown from the Malleus Key and placed Fern in Nanamori's keeping. Uh, 1 second. Okay, let's see. Uh, I, as this was going on, Orms has started talking to Ash about what he did. This is the first time we talked to because, of course, Liam was not there, and they had him be kind of the passive aggressive silence. Now now that Liam's actually here, Orm can actually confront Ashton. He mentions how the group is still very much upset with him what he did, but they still care about Ashton. and they can't. But they mentioned they can't really have this tension in the group right now. Belzels is one of the key things. Seems to be one of the keys to saving the world from Prodathos, and they all include, especially Ashton, needs to stay focused. Yeah, quite frankly, I feel like even if he couldn't keep the shard or the spark, the shard of Comort may have been activated. So I still think he may have still gotten new powers. And Ashton says he will try. He's saying if only to do it for the group, which he's come to really like. And inside we can see. Then we go and meet Lar, who is at the tiki bar, and mentions what along talking about the difference between her and Dakima's drinking habits, how she has been in groups with similar bumps in the road, and as they say, though in her case, her group fractured. Imogen decides that uh, uh, it's time to take off her circlet of the hidden eye, which keeps her from randomly reading everyone's thoughts. So it doesn't warn her, saying that it maybe if she hadn't been wearing it, she may have picked up on Ashton's true intentions with the spark. Her and could have prevented this. And then F.C.G returns with Mori, but has no clue what they plan because, of course, the memory wipe. And Fern rejoins the first group and then apprises them of her true heritage. There. Oh, before this happens, I almost forgot. We also got to see.
And
Oops. To
Scavenger hunt?
we got to see
no, why?
Oh,
the new can. Ashton themed. Just don't. I believe that's what he used to have on the back of clothing. If only he had taken that advice.
all right.
Why not?
I'm. With all due
A little
respect,
hand clap there.
your team really needs the.
Mm-hmm. And they start talking about, and afterwards, after F.C.G returns,
Oh my god.
I don't quite remember the details, but I'm sure it's like some yoga and maybe one of those things where you like
this is
you
gonna
like
be.
take the balloon and you say
Oh, and you like
you blow it to the next person. Second blow.
Yeah.
And maybe like just some of them fun like you say your name and with the same letters your name you say like your favorite
Banana,
food
banana,
or
Coke,
something,
banana.
yeah, like that kind of stuff, right?
The voice kind of growls from the chest.
She's not gonna be known for that.
Oh, she gave you a little snippets.
Maybe.
What are your thoughts on Zip Zap Zop?
There are 3 key tenets to
Oh, this is actually cool.
reforging the cracks in your bond.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
I don't remember this part.
Communication, trust,
and honesty.
Wow, the fuck did y'all do that?
Anyway, so okay, then
This is a very good reason to make some mild assumptions.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to learn things right now.
Don't forget,
so.
we also saw him conspiring with Odon.
And they mentioned something about a mission?
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
So
Your
was.
dad probably knows my mom. What if they're best friends? What if they're dating? Oh my god.
Oh my god. What if
Could
we're
you
like
imagine we're like
stepsisters?
stepsisters? Oh my god, I love this actually.
That's so exciting.
This is amazing.
Oh.
We may have to kill them.
Oh, well,
Well,
That's so true.
I was just thinking about. Yeah, I was thinking that way.
yeah, forget about
You know
it.
they're on the
More
enemy
clear
side,
into
right?
things.
Okay, so your dad is Star Lord of the.
Anyway, they talk more about like what they remember hearing back when they destroyed the Fey Magus Key. They remember that this is specifically to take down the Moon Reaver. They also remember that based on the word stuff, that there was some very big tensions between the Unseelie and Ludinus. And what was this one? Let's see. They talk when they do remember that last time they do mention how the fight between the Star Lord and his Fey Dragon against Namor. He said he was trying to kill it, and Namor does mention that this is not the first time he's trying to come for Fern. Apparently, considering that this guy does not seem to really care about fan stuff, they assume it's solely due to her connection with Rudis, being a Rudis born. They do mention how they all the Fae seem to love their titles and stuff, like seem to like collect them, including though they are interested in the fact that one of Zen Sandua's titles is Bearer of the Lightless Flame, which apparently is a reference to him wielding what was known as the by the way, Ligament Manor. Assuming this thing's willing to show. Birdie, Ollie, and and they're thinking, and they hear about the blade of black flame, which after hearing this, they're like, we're so getting Fern that weapon. So the fact that he has a flanker could be the reason why Fern is a wildfire druid. and further explain that perhaps it's just another sign that she shouldn't have take the spark. They also talk about some like one of the other ones who seem to be interested in this. Some are some they talk about like the master of the unsealed court in their in the Exandria family. So there they actually do show Maury the spark of Rasan, which greatly interested her. And for and Maury is not at all opposed to the spark going to Fern. It looks like she thinks it'll make things with Fern's penchant, slight penchant for chaos. It makes things much more interesting. Mm, Uh, after which,
Just a little pop.
Whenever I tongue someone's ear, just.
Oh, I know it.
Well, all that said, this should be quite an interesting scavenger hunt.
the game.
I am getting excited.
Look how excited FCG is.
Yeah.
Something interesting happened.
Oh boy.
I've seen you do that. Like a Monsters episode.
And you smell in the air. There's this like fruity aroma that's beginning to fill the space, and you watch as a number of critters are beginning to emerge from nearby branches. You see like insects and fireflies and little marsupial-like creatures with multiple arms are like crawling out of the shadows and all kind of gathering in the main kind of living room chamber where Nana is currently hunched over what looks like a tea kettle that's currently about to boil over. You can hear the whistle beginning to widen louder and louder and louder before her voice finally goes, it seems it's time for tea. Come, sit and we'll discuss your, therapeutic sessions.
Ladna is so excited. She's still facing the corner, but her head is turned 180 degrees
Now.
You all gather.
Yes.
She mentions how to make things more interesting when they for these exercises, one for each of the areas they do, communication, trust, and honesty. She will have she has taken items from her personal collection of weird and and interesting, and offers them as prizes to they complete. Mm-hmm. Complete. Stuff, and afterwards, from her second mouth and her gut, once she talked about how these could be there for her, she spews all the smoke from her second mouth. When it clears, they find themselves standing in a fey jungle on the edge of a of this great chasm. The trees around them are purple and red, with seems to be a crystal-like sap. And then she pulls out this brass-rimmed green lens thing, similar to what Ashton broke before.
Reaches into the side of her outfit and procures this brass monocle with a deep viridian lens in the center, not unlike the lens that she gave you before you left.
That Ashton broke.
Indeed.
Foreshadowing.
Like one of 9, but yeah.
This, my friends, is the first item. The monocle of true essence. It'll be your job to find this. And she throws it into the ravine.
No.
And it just disappears into the darkness below. You don't even see where it lands. She goes,
Oh, she mentions how this chasm cannot be climbed, but it does listen and specifically to honesty, hidden to truths you speak, specifically ones that you don't normally keep hidden. They must reveal their secrets to get through this. And then
Think about yourself, and the land may show you a path forward. She steps back and snaps her fingers, and suddenly, this sphere of magic just engulfs all of you like a bubble. You all kind of catch yourself kind of sliding inside for a minute. Now off with you. And she blows, and it goes off the edge, down into the chasm, and we're gonna go to break.
you and your
falling.
cliffhangers, Matt.
Truths out in order to save our orbs.
So you're in this like arcane bubble as you're like plummeting down into
Oh
it.
my god.
There's resilience here.
Will the bubble just protect us? Can we just ride this?
We'll find out.
As far as we go.
We'll find out. So we'll be back here.
Anyway, with that, we go into the ads, which I'll talk about, but I'm on limited time, and it's all just stuff we heard at the beginning. So there'll be a like once YouTube is out. If you can't get this on Twitch, just go to the link to the YouTube video in the description of this video. Should that video be out, and you'll be able to watch it all for yourself. Next we know they're within the and they are plummet into the ravine. It's like 100 to 150 feet wide, and with like 300 feet in height. When it hits the bottom, they're safe for release. But the monocle of true essence is nowhere to be seen. They figure they must start telling truth to reveal it. I'll be mainly using the wiki for this because I have to F.C.G admits that he enjoys eating silver more than he does copper. They just give him copper because it's the cheaper thing, but he actually enjoys that. Columns of stone start lifting up of the muck around them. Imogen admits that she's very much scared of meeting her mother again, and which reveals stone steps. And Chetney reveals that wood is better than metal, but that is both. It's something he does not keep in. Two, it's opinion, so nothing. The only thing that is revealed is that was something that is that there in the muck there are leeches. And they all take a few points of piercing damage. Ooh, here comes Lana with a big one. She reveals that both she and Delilah kind of wanted the spark deep down inside. And Lana is worried because she's having trouble separating her own desires from that of Delilah's, like knowing which one of them actually wants things. This one, the stone steps create stone bridges and now they have vantage points to look up. Imogen admits she is in love with Lana, but I also mentioned that she's kind of discussing the thought that Delilah's watching them all the time, perhaps in private moments. He pushes away from the mud. Despite Orr admits that during the time, he's always feels kind of lonely, even when he's bugging with someone else. Right? Kind of like, F.C.G admits that he sometimes pities the other members of Bell's Hells because they're alive and stuff, have been hunts, all the stuff being alive, and they're not doing much with the life they're given. He especially points out Chetney, who keeps going on about wood and stuff, and avoids actual meaningful relationships. More ruins, and Lana manages to climb onto again a better view. Oh, hang on. I think I wanted to show you some of these actually.
The
Does anyone have a happy truth?
Mine were pretty bad. Sometimes I pity some of you because you have beating hearts and opportunities and you don't do enough with them.
That's like a dig in the floor of a truth. That's also an opinion. I don't know about that one. We're like layers to that.
We're still in the game, right? I know. It's just Jen, you have so much love to give, and it doesn't seem like you're interested in anything other than wood. There's people out there who you can love and experiences you could share with someone else, but all you care about is wood.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, here comes the next one. Orm admits something.
I've always laughed it off, but I guess I do kind of wonder if Chetney is my dad.
I rolled a 19 for a 21.
A 19. All right, you get to the very edge, and
well, that's trying to break
it's a
stuff
decent
loose.
vantage point.
We should go to the other side.
You know we could all ripcord out of this at any moment, and I don't mean this scavenger hunt, I mean saving the world, right? And sometimes I fantasize about it all the time.
Sometimes all the time.
There was a Roy Freudian slip. You know who that is,
I
right?
do. He's a great robot.
All right. There was ones between, including Ashton admitting that the reason why the bank robbery where he got his like gem scar wrong was because of him. He admits that he is the one who screwed up there. They look around and they realize Monko is in the section they're looking in. Fern kind of admits that she's deep down she thinks that they won't succeed in saving the world. Chutney admits that he knows that the dwindling interest in wooden objects and toys is making them obsolete, and by extension, himself obsolete. Some of the rooms start crumbling, revealing locations where I think that places where it's crumbling is where the Mako will not be. So, process elimination. Oh, here's another one. Every time F.C.G hurts or kills something, in somewhere inside him, it feels slightly good, and his stress level, the actual self mechanic he has, goes down a little bit. And they said, "We're taking you hunting sometime." Imogen admits that she's been trying to talk to the gods her whole life, but they never respond. And she thinks she might be tainted, and she honestly doesn't know if she wants to save the gods or not. Two separate paths upward are created. I gotta get to this real quick. A lot of points out that Fern sometimes Ray washes walkway, and Orm did manage to spot some green. And that's when he recovers the monocle. And everyone starts trying to climb up out of the trying to get out of the chasm. Fern admits that she sometimes does stuff while the others sleeping. I'll let her explain this one. Oh, that's a. Oh, nope, not on the mark.
Talk more.
And you're now split. You're on two different sides of the chasm.
Oh shit.
I sometimes I do stuff to you guys while you're sleeping. Not like weird stuff. I just like to look at you closely and just
No,
look
I
at
don't
you.
know.
No, you were sleeping and you look so content and comfortable, and I can just get up in there and look at you really well.
But
Like
like
where?
Your faces, God.
Okay.
You're just looking at us while we're asleep?
Yes.
It doesn't seem that bad.
And maybe do curl, twiddle your hair or like braid it or I don't know, nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Well, that Fern, that's a weird thing to say, and you're
saying
getting
that.
defensive about it.
I feel like you all are thinking that I do something untoward towards you, and I don't. I'm just like
Looking and touching
looking
us.
at you while you're sleeping.
The stone spike that jutted out from the original wall.
Ash admits that he's worried that most of them could end up killing one another. Even Orem, although he at least he'd be gentle. Londa doesn't ask how Orem feels about being the only normal one in the group, and he admits that he thought about how to neutralize the others. Not sure how that's going to come up how that might come up when the trust exercise comes up. They all agreed to do the trust. Trust is the one thing that was mainly broken, so that's the one thing they're saving that trial for last. After it admits that he is worried that he's putting too much faith in the chamber, and that she might betray him all because she really doesn't care. Hang on, what was this one?
Mustard still by the other
Some garbage
mushroom.
in here.
She's the only one that left off of the mushroom.
I'm like,
Oh,
holding
you're
on
the
to
only one?
bush.
Oh.
Smell that?
So wait, can we also leap for the bush?
If you want to grab a mushroom and ride it over, she's the only one that grabbed a mushroom.
Let's grab a mushroom right over.
Okay, let's do it.
How big
Oh
is
no!
it? Can they all fit on the same bush?
There are multiple sections of yes.
We're gonna steer the head of the mushroom
Can
right
I
at the
start?
bush.
Save that bush before the mushroom gets over there.
You motherfuckers.
This mushroom keeps rising and falling.
Is there anything coming out of the mushroom?
Little
spores.
He's gonna ride this mushroom out of the hole.
Suddenly, everything falls from within the chasm and you all plummet to your deaths. Jesus Christ. If you want to try and guide your umbrella shroom, make a dexterity check for me.
Dexterity check. 13 plus. Nothing.
Okay. It's a little hard to aim, but it was already at a pretty decent trajectory. And as the rest of you kind of, ride these mushrooms up into the gust of wind, and then eventually the spores cause it begin to curl and wither. And
I'm holding the other. I'm fine. Just pointing that out.
Wait,
Understand, not me.
Hold on.
This man has destroyed that baby. The man finally destroyed Buster.
It's true. I can tell. I don't think anyone else
No.
eventually you're all safe on the skeleton.
Okay, just go through the other ones real quick. Imogen reveals that she is disappointed in Fern for not taking the shard. Lana kind of agrees with her. You're in love with her now. Husband? Well, oh, yeah. Anyway, Orm says he really misses Dorian, but is conflicted if that's okay. The mushrooms really start popping up. That's when tries to make Pate tell the truth, but he doesn't really have feelings. He's just a product for her magic. Ashton feels that he worse that he effed up Fern's life worse than his own. He should have died instead. This gets Fern to it gets Fern to safety as her mushroom no longer starts singing. And finally, as the last truth, Chetney admits that when he grew up, when he was good, when he returned to learn from learning to make toys, he discovered that his family's gone. We also learned about his siblings and stuff, their names and stuff. When the video comes on YouTube, go watch if you can't get this on Twitch. Everyone. Leave him. He thinks everyone is just looking for a reason to leave him or something like that. And after which, a flock of these strange birds come and pick them up and bring them all to safety. Imogen hugs Chetney and tells them they won't leave him. And with that done, they have earned the monocle of true essence. Oh shit! I've got to have to go soon. So, Bassin gives advantage to insight and perception checks. Can detect magic once. Can cast detect magic once per day. See invisibly twice per day. Arcane eye once per day. It recharges after a long rest. Does not require attunement. Not sure how an item would recover from a long rest if it's not attuned, but oh well. This leads them to their to another spear smoke from the belly mouth, and now they're in an underground chamber, like darkness all around as far as they can see up the. All they can see is the ceiling roof. I'm gonna speed around this. She reveals that she has a hive of thunder wasp. I'll go into properties later. She then reveals this purple scarf where she breaks up into 3 pieces and asks for volunteers. Which end up being Imogen, Chitney, and Ashton. They when they place over first, the skin around their eyes closes over eyes, and they're now completely blind. And by the way, the actual players are actually have blindfolds over them now. Each blinded person vanishes, and suddenly there's a new platform. There's this great opening in front of them now, with a platform in it, and with one of them in front. Hang on.
A little bit, and then sit in Marisha's chair.
See?
You both trade.
Age before beauty.
Okay.
Move.
He needs something centered to the table.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't need to lift shit. I got.
You don't, huh?
Do you see the Nordverse?
Move this.
Sorry, buddy.
You gotta
Gentle pressure, gentle pressure.
Let's move these out of the way.
This is
And
finalwizkids.io.
basically, one end is Namor, the other end them, and the others have to guide them and walk them through it. So basically, the actual player has to slowly. Well, they don't have to do it slowly, but they do it because if they don't do it quickly, they will die. And move it across the path like blindly while the other ones direct them. any sudden noises, too loud noises and stuff, will cause the wasp to summon, and and some will attach a group. Will either attack the one made a loud noise or settle onto the path, creating an obstacle. It's it starts out with I believe Chetney. There going goes through their stuff. They're slowly going. This part you really just have to watch yourself when in the length of the script. It goes up, makes it all the way very slowly. It eventually has to get through a wall. It almost gets taken out by who do significant damage. Mm. But they make it to does make it to Midnight. He's mainly being guided by Orm and F.C.G, who so they successfully and he's no longer blinded and stuff. However, Orm and F.C.G now has like what happened to their eyes happened now to their own mouths, so they can't speak anymore. Meaning that their time being guides is over. Engine's up next. They keep same thing goes around. They keep going. It's a new path. Well, when they finally tell her she's up to a group of wasps that landed on, she uses shock flare to attack them to try to kill or scare them off. But it doesn't work because they're immune to it. Because thunder wasps are immune to lightning. And, but she makes it through. Same thing. The ones who guided her are now how their voices come, which leaves Imogen and Fern to guide Ashton through. He's going through stuff. Everything's going through until he gets to the wasp. He rages to produce damage, but due to a bad roll, he almost falls off the edge. It just falls off and is now just clinging to the side like this. And he tries to use his hammer to walk on and does a athletics at disadvantage because he can't see, and flips up the air to land, but goes the exact opposite direction and falls into the abyss. They're all very shocked until he suddenly falls from the ceiling right in front of them. And then more finds it interesting. They technically succeeded more than they failed, but they did have one fail. So she'll have one last challenge. And a volunteer will go for they can choose to have one volunteer go who was not one of the three to go already and do it, but this time there will be no safety. If they fall, they will literally die. Orm and they end up going for this, and Orm volunteers and starts walking through. And then as he goes, Namor announces she's making it interesting, and he could hear just behind him part of the float start to crumble. This is a timed event. And as he moves to the next section, the thing behind him breaks off, and should he not complete it within 5 minutes, the whole thing will crumble and he will go. And again, there's no safety net. Mm-hmm. He makes this time. Everyone, also besides the people are very quiet as not to alert the wall, and they manage to keep the wasp from flying off into the path. And despite the extension, they made it. The scarf, which is revealed to never have been destroyed, is revealed and is in fact the scarf of instructive intent. One, once per day, you can use it to cast attunement. Once a day, you can cast suggestion. Twice a day, magic mouth. Once a day, fear. Uh, with one final, and then we move on to the final test. the test of trust, and they are the smoke reveals them to be in a fey forest, and she explains that within this forest there are three temples with three each having an altar, and all altar is one of three parts of a I think she described it as an ivory branch. And white ivory branch. And they must gather all the things and go to and find these things and gather all and drop all of them into the water. Trouble is, and here's just in, she introduces two friends, two doppelgangers who will, and they won't know who it is, replace two of the members' party and will try to sabotage their efforts, which will, uh, uh and that's where the episode ends with Matt telling them that they'll each be given pieces of paper telling them whether or not they are themselves or a doppelganger, and what the doppelganger if they are, what the doppelganger's attention. That the episode ends, and all that's left is to review my first homebrew race. I'm doing it. Okay, that's the spell. It's supposed to be Kitsune. Wait, I went back and changed all the ends. I changed at the ends, you son of a. I made them all since they're Kitsune spirits are known for trickery. I made them all Fey because they're also known for their mischievousness. There, I didn't carry backwards. All I have is the traits. They all have and can have an ability score increase, dexterity increased by 1. Kitsune can takes like 100 years to reach full maturity and can live for well over 1,000 years. They have a rate. They can vary in what their alignments are, but Kitsune, but they're more common than not, more often than not have a chaotic alignment. Kitsune's average height ranges from 4 feet to from 4 feet to like 5 3/4 feet, and though they can be bigger and smaller, and that's when they're full grown. They generally have a slender build, more slender build, and you're considered a medium-sized creature. Here comes as they grow older, they gain more tail. Well, kitsunes gain more tails as they grow older. In this case, is as you level up, you get more. Starting at level 3, you gain a tail, and that tail contains the powers of a spell slot, specifically a level 1. You start out with one tail anyway, at the beginning, I should say, and at level 3 it gains a extra spell slot through that tail, which is level 1. As you for every 2 additional levels you gain, and you gain another tail, and that one has a spell slot 1 level higher than the previous gained. Like the second tail will have a level 2 spell slot, and so on and so forth. These spell slots don't recharge like normal; they recharge after you take a number of long rests equal 2 times the spell level slot. The slots level. There. With this, you can also learn a number of spells from the enchantment, illusion, or transmutation schools of magic, whose combined levels equal your proficiency. I didn't write it down, but you can switch them out whenever you level up. You also have, as a thing, you actually have 3 forms: a humanoid form, though you have fur or all your body hair is instead fur. You have a fox form and a hybrid form, which is like think of like werewolf, but it's a fox instead. The link will be in the description. In Uh, you use your action to switch between forms. You have extra 10 feet of walking movement as in your fox form. You can jump an extra 5 feet higher and further in your higher form. And you have in your human form, you have charisma. Your charisma score increases by 1. Depending on classes, that could be major. No, regardless of which form it is, you always will still have fox ears and your tails, though you can potentially hide them somehow. You have a base walking speed of 30, like, except of course in fox form. You are a fey creature, meaning like something like whole person won't affect you, and you can speak, read, and write Common and Sylvan. There are it doesn't show it here, but there are 2 subclasses. So there's 2 sub races for this so far. Red ones, which are most commons, and Graves, which is my actual favorite type of fox, and probably one of my top 10 favorite animals. Well, both of them have as part of things keen ascent. Basically, they both subclasses, though future subclasses sub races may not have this, but they both get keen mind defeat. Red foxes can actually reduce fire damage by their proficiency bonus number, and gray foxes have a climbing speed equal to their walking speed. And that this review is done. I thank you for joining. This is Free Dementia, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.